Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning, students. I'm your English teacher, Madam Fawzia Akhtar. Today is 9th September 2020 and the day is Wednesday. Today we are going to complete our topic of translation and its last part, that is future perfect tense. In our previous lessons we discussed what is indefinite tense. Then we discussed and learned what is continuous tense. In the third step, we learned what are present perfect and what is past perfect tense. Today, we will discuss what is future perfect tense and how would you translate the sentences of future perfect tense into English and which formula will be applied for its translation. Okay, let's start our lesson. First of all, we will discuss its definition. How would you define that this is future perfect tense? This tense shows an action that will be completed or finished in future or in coming time. In present perfect tense, we discussed that in this tense describes an action that has completed sometime before or a very short time ago. In past perfect tense, we discussed an action which was completed a long time ago. So, in the same way, in the future perfect tense, we will discuss about an action. This tense will describe you about an action that will be completed, that will come to an end, that will be made perfect in the coming time, in the future time. For example, they will have dug up the well. The main identification of perfect tenses is the helping verb has, have, or had. In present perfect, we learned has, have plus third form of verb. In future perfect, we learned had plus third form of verb. So, likely in the future perfect tense, we will use the helping verbs and we will add the word have and the third form of the verb. They will have dug up the well. In this sentence, they is our subject, will helping verb, have is also helping verb, and dug is the third form of dig. Dug up the well. The well is object. They will have dug up the well. The next sentence is we will have bought a new house. Bought is the third form of buy. That means to purchase, to get something by money. We will have bought a new house. Understand? In this sentence, you will find first of all a subject, the doer of action, then the helping verb will have, and the third form of verb, and at the end you will add object or other complements you have to translate. Our next step is to identification. Okay, how would you identify that this is future perfect tense? In present perfect tense, I told you that you will identify the sentence if the sentence ends with the words कर चुका है, कर लिया है, कर चुका हूँ. In past perfect tense, we could identify the sentence if that sentence ends with the words कर चुका था, कर लिया था, कर चुके थे. So, in the same way, the future perfect tense has the main identification that its Urdu sentence ends with the words चुका होगा, कर लिया होगा, कर चुकी होगी या कर चुके होंगे. Okay? At the end, the word ga, gi or ge is the main identification of the future tense. Okay? If there is a word ga, gi or ge, you will come to the result at once that this is future tense. And if the sentence has the words chuke honge, chuka hoga, you will conclude that this is future perfect tense. Clear? If you have many sentences in your test or in your exams, the Urdu sentences which will end with the words chuka hoga, kar liya hoga, कर लिए होंगे, कर चुके होंगे, कर चुका हूँगा, that sentence will belong to future perfect tense. Clear? Now come to the next step, that is method for translation. That is the main point of your lesson today. How would you translate the sentences of future perfect into English? First of all, you will identify the subject in the sentence. You have to find who is the doer of that action. If you find the subject, first of all, you will use that subject in the start of the sentence. Then you will add helping verbs will or shall, and you will then add have. Okay, make it clear that in future perfect tense only have will be used, no has will be used. Okay, have. Then the next step is to use the third form of verb. Make it clear and remember always that in the perfect tenses, maybe it is present perfect, maybe it is past perfect, or maybe it is future perfect. You have to use always the third form of verb, that is also called the past participle form of the verb, of the action. Okay, for example, go, went, gone. Gone is the past participle form of go. Climb, climbed, climbed. Climbed is the past participle form of verb climb. That means to ascend, to go up. And in the last step, you will add the object or complements if you have in the Urdu sentences. Okay. Now we will discuss some examples. In positive sentence, I had discussed what is the arrangement of sentence: subject plus will, shall plus have plus third form of verb and plus object. If you have a negative sentence, if the sentence has the word nahi, that is negative sentence, you will use the word not after helping verb will. Okay, if there is a negative sentence of future perfect tense, you will use the word not after the helping verb will or shall. For example, they will not, I will not, you will not, the children will not. Okay, not is always used after helping verbs. Now we will discuss how you can translate the interrogative sentences. If you have some question in a sentence and that ends with the words chuke honge, chuka hoga, chuki hogi, and there is a question in that sentence, that is interrogative sentence, and in that sentence the arrangement of sentence changes. In the positive sentence, you use the helping verbs in the start of the after the subject, sorry, but in the interrogative sentence the helping verbs will, that was used after the subject, it will be used in the start of the sentence in the interrogative sentence. For example, will they have, will she have, will I have, will you have, will the children have, will the people have, will the dog have. Okay, and at the end of the sentence you have to use the question mark that will identify that this is the question sentence, and it will also make sure your full marks. Okay, now look at these examples. First of all, positive sentence, affirmative sentence that has some positivity in it, that has simple statement: the police will have arrested the thieves. Look at the arrangement of the sentence: subject the police, will have helping verb, arrested third form of the verb, and the thieves is the object. So the sentence is: the police will have arrested the thieves. Arrested is the third form past participle form of the verb arrest. Then comes the negative sentence. In this sentence, the arrangement of sentence will be like this: you will not have seen your guests off. You will not. Not is added after the helping verb will. You will not have seen your guests off. Guest means the visitors or the people who come to visit you or to see you or to meet you. Seen off here means to say goodbye. You will not have seen your guests off. आप अपने मेहमानों को खुदाफिज नहीं कह चुके होंगे. And in the last there comes the interrogative sentence. In interrogative sentence, the arrangement of sentence would be like this. First of all, helping verb, then comes the subject, then comes have, third form of verb, and at the end you have to use the object. And to make it clear that it is interrogative sentence, you will use an interrogation mark at the end of the sentence. That will confirm your full marks. Okay, if you don't use the question mark, you will lose half of your marks. Okay, make it clear in your minds that interrogative sentence also has a question mark at its end. Now this is your home assignment. Here are some sentences. किसान फसलों को पानी दे चुका होगा. किसान फार्मर, फसलों को क्रॉप्स, पानी दे चुका, पानी देना has the English verb water. Okay, you have to use the third form of water, that is watered, and the other sentence you have to complete by yourself. किसान फसलों को पानी दे चुका होगा. पानी दे चुका होगा, पानी देना, and its English is water, water. Water is a noun and it is also a verb. Okay, you have to use the third form of the verb water. Second sentence, engineers नए पुल का नक्शा तैयार कर चुके होंगे. Engineers will be used as it is. नए पुल, न्यू ब्रिज, नक्शा मैप, तैयार कर चुके होंगे, prepared और make. Okay, you have to use the third form of make or prepare. In the number 3 sentence, सदर अपनी तकरीर मुकम्मल कर चुके होंगे. Though the president is only one, but as a mark of respect you will use the plural formula. सदर president अपनी तकरीर, his speech मुकम्मल कर चुके, completed or finished. Okay, the president, you have to then use the helping verbs, then the third form of the word मुकम्मल कर चुके होंगे. Okay, now come to the number 4 sentence, that is ग्वाला गाय का दूध नहीं दोह चुका होगा. ग्वाला here means the milkman, the person who comes to your home to give you milk. He collects milk from his home or from other people and then comes to your home and you collect milk from him. ग्वाला, the milkman. गाय का दूध नहीं दो चुका होगा. दो here means to milk. Milk is again noun plus verb. Milk is a noun as well as a verb. In the first sentence, as the word pani means water, it is also a noun and it is also a verb. So in the number 4 sentence, the word do means here milk. Number 4 sentence is negative sentence. You have to use the word not after the helping verbs. Our number 5 sentence is क्या तमाम ज़ख्मी अस्पताल ले जाए जा चुके होंगे. This is interrogative sentence. The word क्या and at the end the question mark will make you confirm that this is an interrogative sentence. तमाम, all, ज़ख्मी wounded, अस्पताल hospital, ले जा चुके हैं bring, sorry taken, the third form of take, taken, ले जाना take, bring means to लेकर आना Take means lekar jana. So in this sentence the helping verb will come in the beginning of the sentence and the other arrangement you have to make by yourself. Okay, this is your home assignment. Translate these sentences into English and then send it in the group. The next step is your homework. You have to find sentences of present perfect tense, past perfect tense, and future perfect tense, and the sentences should be 5 each. Okay, 5 sentences of present perfect, 5 sentences of past perfect, and 5 sentences of future perfect in Urdu language, and then translate them into English in your neat notebooks. Okay, this is your homework for today. Okay, I hope everything is clear to you. I have tried my best to explain each and everything to you. Now it's now your duty to understand your lesson, revise it, and then make it sure that you have understood each and everything. Send the home assignment and then complete your homework in your neat notebooks in a neat way. Okay, best of luck. Thank you.